We have one last question from Zarni So, who's the founder of the AYPN and a human rights activist, and he's asking in general about this election and the Rohingya and what your perspectives are on that. And the Rohingya.
What is the question?
The question is about the what's happening with the
what's
Rohingya and the relation to this election.
Shall I go ahead? I will start. So, first of all, for the Rohingya community, as we all know, the over 1 million refugees are on Bangladesh side, still in the very serious conditions, especially with the drastic cut of the international aid more and more. So that is a huge situation where even the refugees from the camp are trying to get to the sea and try to get to another place where they think that they might have a better secure place. It's been very challenging. And also from the Rakhine state, there are still those who are still trying to leave across the sea. The boat ceased, the collapse just recently, for example. So those who remain within the Arakan state or the Rakhine state are facing a situation where not only the Myanmar military's ongoing genocide against them, but also the abuses by the Arakan army as well. So we're seeing in the past 2 years probably, where the Arakan army also has been committing violations against the Rohingya population or the Rohingya community remain in Arakan state. And this is something that as the human rights advocates and civil society that we are dealing with, raising our voice first to the Arakan army to hold their soldiers accountable and investigate, allow the independent investigation to what has happened, for example, the whole town of Rohingya community being moved out from like Butidau Maungdaw, for example, in the last 2 years, because Arakan army has already advanced, taken effective control of almost entire, I would say, over 90% perhaps of the Arakan state, in which the northern Arakan state is the home to the Rohingya, the remaining Rohingya, where the Arakan army, instead of taking care of this population, the towns being set on fire and being driven out. There's a lot of dispute over it of who has done it or whether it is really done or not. But I think including the United Nations has already verified with the facts and evidence from the ground, this has already taken place. And as Myanmar civil society working for justice and accountability, we have already called on the Arakan army to allow the independent investigation. But also we are calling for the cross-border humanitarian aid from Bangladesh side with no discrimination, equally distribution to both Rakhine, Buddhist, and Rohingya, as well as the other minorities like Kaman and Mro, because the famine is, Rakhine state compared to the other areas has more potential danger of this famine, according to the United Nations already. But also, in the reality, the people's basic needs are being blocked by the junta. As you can see, it is on the other side for the Rakhine state. The other side is the sea. So things can come only through the land route, and like Thailand side and India side, where there is a land border where you are still able to make things work for the people who are in need of life-saving humanitarian emergency aid. But for the Rohingya and the Rakhine altogether, in Rakhine state, when the military bombs, all the communities are suffering, including the Rakhine Buddhists. But at the same time, for the Arakan army, they are having an equal treatment towards the Rohingya community with the abuses. And then they don't have the land route to bring in the goods, but then only the seaside. Perhaps, I think in my opinion, India can help with that. So I hope, if not Bangladesh, India can help cross-border aid to all these communities. And that's something that we are also advocating for.
Good. So instead of sending voting